special place in time. Yeah. Maybe when I get back, I can write a book about my travels. About getting out of this sick society. Society, man.
All right, so what's going on, everyone? This is Blanime Podcast. I'm joined here by Josh.
What's up?
And we're missing one of our core members. I'm not going to do that again.
Not missing.
One of our core group members, Mason. He's out there doing some white folk shit. He's climbing a mountain. And so we're joined here by another podcast group in the area, and we're glad to have him here. Thanks for coming, guys. We're joined with Blanime Podcast. If y'all just want to individually go through, introduce yourselves.
This is Mike, also known as Unbothered Mike on Twitter.
I'm SENAE. On Twitter is @SENAE_.
And I'm CAUSHA. On Twitter, I am @Tattoos and Lipstick. That's the letter NSTCK.
Cool. Well, thanks for coming, guys. Also, you're the Blanime Podcast. At Blanime Podcast. Yeah. But guys, thanks for coming. It's cool that you're here. It's nice to be able to reach out. But like Josh was mentioned before we got started, Mason's not too much into anime. He could honestly care less. But me and Josh like it a lot.
Okay.
So it's cool that y'all are here so we can kind of, get into it a little bit.
We really appreciate you for having us as well. This is our first one we've ever been featured on. So yeah, thank you guys so much for having us.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll make sure to include all the ads and everybody's names and everything in descriptions and titles and everything like that.
Cool.
So we'll do that. But all right, if we just want to get into some shit real quick, what's been going on in your lives, I guess.
Yeah.
So we just came off a ridiculous episode on Friday that we just posted today. So it's almost I think it's like 100 listens within a few hours. So it's crazy. That's what we did Friday, and then other than that, we've been living our regular life. Watching new stuff every week. Try to build on our anime repertoire, basically. So
That's right. Yeah. It's a good season for anime right now.
It is.
Yeah,
it's
it
great.
is.
Big season.
I kind of wanted to get in a little bit how you guys became to be. It's cool.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Fairly young podcast.
It's very young.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So it's cool. What's that startup story looking like?
So now you go through the Facebook and then I'll go through the podcast part. Yeah.
So a couple years ago, I was on Facebook and I was kind of asking for like recommendations for anime and just seeing who out of my Facebook friends actually like anime. And somebody we went to school with was like, oh, people don't watch anime. People who watch anime, they're virgin. I mean, he just went down on, just this rampage. Yeah, I'm like, dude. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a Facebook post. Who watches anime? And about 40 people commented and was like, well, I do. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to start a Facebook group. So I started a Facebook group, and initially it was called For Anime Lovers.
Yeah.
And so we were kind of in and out of it. This was like 2016. And so earlier last year, we kind of were like, let's reboot, like revamp it and, come up with another name. And so Mike came up with the Blanime name kind of to represent Black people who watch anime, people of color, because it seems like a lot of people of color do watch, but it's not, I guess maybe they're embarrassed, to like let it be known.
Definitely.
So we wanted to kind of build that platform. And then the podcast part, Mike can take that over.
Yeah, so we were kind of doing heavy in the group where we were posting stuff and talking about random stuff, and then one day I stumbled upon this podcast called A Strange Quirk for Anime, and it's this couple that live in California. They do basically an anime podcast, and it's really, really good. I still listen to them. I think they post about once a month, but I still listen to them faithfully.
Dope.
Yeah, and so I shared it to Nate, and I was like, Nate, listen to this. We need to do something like this. Like, this is really good. And so that was like kind of like November, December-ish of 2018. And then so I said, Nate, well, we'll get everything ready to go, and we'll start recording every week from the first week of January to now. And so that's kind of like exactly what we did. We try to be consistent as possible. So I think, we just recorded episode 10. So yeah, it goes to show how many weeks we're into the year. So I mean, we've been trying to be consistent. And then down the road, I think about 4 episodes ago, we featured CAUSHA over there as a guest on the podcast. And then so me and Nate was talking after the episode. We was like, look, we need to have her on full time. And so we asked her, and then she was like, yeah, I have no problem. So yeah, so CAUSHA's our permanent member now on the podcast as well. So we got a whole new cover this week for the podcast that has all three of us and then just us two. So yeah,
that is badass.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
we've been waiting on that bad boy for like 2 weeks. So yeah.
Oh.
That was
That was
a stressful situation all itself, yeah. Because this one guy, that's a quick story we could tell. So this one, I went on this website called Fiverr. I don't know if I ever heard it, but you can basically hire freelance artists or whatever, freelance anything to do anything.
I've heard of that.
Yeah,
Definitely.
so I went on there and I posted the job offer and everything, and so the guy was like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll do the sketch, and then just tell me, I'll let you know the price afterwards. And so I was like, all right, cool. So I don't have to put anything in. You can show me your work, and then if I don't like it, I don't have to pay for it. So the guy's in Pakistan. His name was Steve.
Pakistani Steve?
His name was Steve. So he told me his name was, and he was in Pakistan. So I gave him, I literally typed out this long paragraph of everything we want to incorporate costumes, positioning, everything. And he's like, all right, cool. I'm gonna send you a set. So like 3 days later, he sent us a little pencil outline of our figures, and I was like, all right, cool, that works. Just have CAUSHA standing up instead of kneeling down, because for whatever reason, he had me and CAUSHA kneeling down, and SENAE was standing up. I was like, that doesn't look right. So, so yeah, I said, hey, fix that and have her standing up, and so I'll be the one kneeling down in the middle, and then go from there, and then you can go ahead and do, finish it out. And so it goes like another 4 or 5 days later. I'm like, hey, what's the status update? He was like, oh man, I'm so sorry. There's a war going on in Pakistan right now. So, he's like, there's a war, so I've been having some delays. And so, in my heart, I was like, oh, it's a war. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to hear about that. Well, I was like, well, we're not in a super rush, so no worries. Just get to it when you can. And so he was like, no worries. It'll be done, completed in 2 to 3 days. So I was like, cool. I was like, all right. So I was like, it's going to be fully completed in 2 or 3 days. He's like, yeah. I was like, all right, bet. So day 4 rolls around. And I'm like, hey, what's the status update? And he was like, yeah, I'm sorry. There's been some more delays. I got an updated version of the sketch. So he sends me the same sketch where she's still kneeling down. And then it's more so in permanent marker where it's a little bit more detailed. But it's still, there's no color. There's no anything else. And I'm like, bro.
No faces.
So in my head, I'm like, man, fuck that war, because you could have at least told me, like, hey, I hadn't finished it, or gave me an update a day later, like, hey, it's not gonna be done this day. So I was gonna go off, but I just didn't even say anything else to him. I was like, all right. So I hired somebody else to do it, who was in Mexico, and he was perfect. He had it done like that.
Literally.
Yeah. So yeah, that's basically that's what we were going through like the past 2 or 3 weeks, because I was like, bro, I get the war, but like, just be professional.
Yeah.
In times of war.
Maybe like his Wi-Fi got disconnected because of the war or something.
No, because because I've been waiting on it. So like each day I would look and see his little icon. It'll tell me the last seen online 4 hours ago. So I said, your ass has been on this website. You just hadn't hit me up and let me know that you didn't have it ready. So I've been peeping. Like, yeah, no, I'm not giving the Wi-Fi benefit for that one. No,
I tried.
Dude, that's hilarious.
That works out,
oh my
dude.
God.
Fuck
Pakistani Steve, man.
Yeah, fuck Steve.
So good.
Did it together. I hope you listen to this one day. Definitely.
It's not if his Wi-Fi's not working.
It's
Right.
working. He said it. It's working. It's working.
No, I believe it. I believe it.
I
Yeah.
hope a grenade hit his laptop.
He bullshitting. He bullshitting.
So good. So good.
Goddamn. But I will say the first episode that I did hear of you guys was the one that you had her on. And,
okay.
yeah, it's thanks to one of my friends, Booby. Booby's a friend of mine as well.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
So that's thanks to his retweeting and whatnot.
Yeah.
Found you guys, gave you guys a listen. So
Oh, okay,
I
appreciate
appreciate
that, man.
that.
Yeah, thank you so much.
yeah. I do want to ask though, because you mentioned with your Facebook group, I will say that there are a lot of people who maybe haven't discovered anime yet, or already have this negative outlook or stigma towards it. That it's just
Definitely.
nerd
Yeah.
shit. It's just big titties for no reason.
Yeah.
Type shit.
Exactly.
But what's I don't know what brought you into anime that you can really think about.
I would say personally, like growing up, Pokemon. I've been Pokemon, Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Sailor Moon, and when I met Mike in middle school, and our group of friends, we've all been hanging out since middle school. And so we all watch it. Now, in high school, you know, you're trying to like figure yourself out and you're trying to kind of see your place. I kind of veered away from it, you know, just like, oh, okay, well, yeah, maybe it is kind of But when I got back into college, or when I got to college, I got back into it, and I was like, you know what? The storylines, like, this is so relatable. Like, things that are going on in some of these animes, like, that's just me. So when the group, I was hoping to bring, you know, shed light on, like, anime and it's about, and give everybody a platform to actually be vocal or, you know, express different topics or different animes that they have seen, have different debates, because like I said, that platform, it doesn't seem like now it's growing, but initially a couple years ago definitely wasn't there. And I was like, you know, I just want to give people a chance to be themselves and not necessarily feel judged, you know, if they don't want to post a Facebook status and have like negative comments with it.
I get that on a whole nother level because I started watching anime when I was in 6th grade.
Mm-hmm.
6th grade. Nobody knew. I didn't tell anybody I like anime until maybe like 9th grade. I hid for that long. I was ducking. Like sometimes I would make an anime reference, and like my black friends didn't understand at the time. They were like, "What the fuck is that?" I was just like, "I don't know. It's fucking word I heard. It's kind of dope."
Oh my god!
Just quit that shit. But you know, I kept watching. I faithfully watched anime for a long time, and now everyone knows about it. Now a lot of black people are into anime, so which is crazy. I don't know where that came from. People used to be like, you gay if you watch anime.
Yeah, exactly.
And now everybody watching it.
Yes.
I don't know if y'all have noticed, but SENAE's been in Michael B. Jordan's mentions each week trying to get him to come on the show.
Bro. Leave her alone. Let her make it.
Promoting.
Dude, but
One day
he got Naruto's name wrong.
Yes.
He did.
He messed up bad.
People slip up. People slip up sometimes. I mean,
People slip up, but then come on.
If you're Michael B. Jordan, it's okay for them to slip up.
I just was seeing if he was gonna respond. That was the whole thing about that. You know, hey, let's have a debate.
Hey,
have a debate.
I'll kill Michael B. Jordan in the debate.
Facts.
All right, so I don't know if it's just me, and this might be unpopular opinion in the room, dude. Michael B. Jordan's kind of whack to me. Ooh, Michael B. Jordan is kind of whack to me.
I like him in majority of his roles. I'm not gonna say I like every single one of his roles because he for the most part he plays the same person, but he puts a little twist on it. But I don't have no issues with him. You know, he's cool.
He can be a little over the top. That's my only thing.
I appreciate him.
I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is mostly.
Because I'm still adding him. I'll plead the fifth. I won't say anything.
I don't know. He's almost not to me like Ryan Reynolds. Whenever I see Ryan Reynolds is going to be in a movie, I know it's not going to be the best shit of all time. I know it's going to be all right.
It's like, oh, he's starring in this. We're going to fall into the maybe category.
You didn't like Deadpool, right?
No, I didn't laugh one time.
Really?
Wow.
I think Deadpool out of his whole catalog is probably his best thing because it suits him the best.
That's
he probably literally is himself on Deadpool, and then everything else he's kind of like Green Lantern was awful.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. That wasn't all his fault. That's not all his fault.
It's not his fault.
It's not all his
Even the first Deadpool in that X-Men movie was awful. So it's like
that was also not his fault.
That's not his fault either.
Completely.
and he makes fun of it for it. He's like, look, yeah.
Which is and that's the kind of the trouble where I get stuck in because Michael B. Jordan obviously a cool dude, Ryan Reynolds obviously cool dudes. It's just as far as the cinematography goes, I'm like, I don't know, man.
He's not the best, man, but you know, I like I said, I appreciate the roles he does. Like he actually, Michael B. Jordan was really good in Fruitvale Station. I don't know if y'all seen that one, but he was really good. That'll make you cry.
I did hear about that actually.
Yeah, Fruitvale Station. Yeah, this guy got killed by a cop in this train station, which it was real dramatic, but it's really he played that part really good. So I really good. Anytime Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler, the director, are together, it's usually a good movie.
Yeah.
So let's just go from there. Creed. I have no problem with it.
I love Creed. I haven't seen the second one.
The second
I just
one's
recently seen it.
I haven't seen the second one yet.
Really, it's better than the first one.
Really?
I think so.
It is. I watched it yesterday. Yeah, it's good.
Sweet. I have to check that out. I mean, I liked him in the first Creed. I think that was a really good role for him. I thought he did really good in that.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
I think he was more passionate about Creed.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I can say it's Coogler. I'm telling you, whenever they're together, it's usually he probably brings out his best.
Right. But I will say, because, you know, the second Creed, Ryan Coogler didn't do that because they were doing Black Panther too, so he didn't. He wasn't the director.
A producer.
Yeah, he was a producer.
Yeah, he's an
but
executive producer.
The director, I forgot his name because he made it like directors 30, like under 30 or whatever. He was legit.
Yeah, it's still really good. Yeah,
it really was. I'm kind of a movie buff.
Yeah, me too.
Same.
All right, so I do want to pose this other question too. It's a little bit harder to answer for some than others. I think it's really hard, but if for someone who hasn't yet discovered anime, or someone who kind of doesn't know where to start or where to go, what to do really, where would you suggest someone start?
Kasha, you want to take that one?
I can take over that one. No, how I usually do it, I do it based upon what your current interests are. So if you're the type of person right now that's into action-packed, then I'll probably tell you something that's, you know, action-packed to watch. If you're into more of like the thrillers or horror type things like SENAE, then, you know, I would recommend the regular shows that everyone talks about, like Death Note or Psychopaths or things like that. Even Death Parade. Oh, I love Death Parade. And like, I mean, and even sometimes, you know, you just want a fantasy or just a type of adventure type of show. Like I would recommend things like, you know, Fairy Tail or Naruto, things like that. Things that are like long lasting. If you're just into that where you always have to continue to watch something else after it, then, you know, I will, of course, you know, name the seasons. But I really do it based upon what do you like now. Because I'm not going to give you one show when you like, oh yeah, well, I like a movie, you know, with like fairies, you know, kitty, you know, nothing too much. You know, I could tell you sales at work, but I'm a backdoor and say some crazy shit like, what? Like fucking Attack on Titan and this gore and stuff like that. That's not going to work. Right. So, you know, I really do it based upon what are your current interests are.
Yeah, she's pretty much just voiced what I was going to say. So, like, if you're, you know, if you like movies and you say, oh, yeah, I'm going to go see every Avengers movie, every Marvel movie, then you probably need to see, you know, My Hero Academia. That might be, you know, something that you can ease your way into because you relate to superheroes and stuff like that. So every genre has, you know, something for everybody. Right. It's just a matter of, you know, put your pride down, you know, put your ego down and just check it. Just give it a shot.
Give it a chance.
Yeah, give it a shot.
There are definitely some animes for newbies though.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
for sure.
Oh, yes.
Clearly just for newbies.
For sure.
Because there's some stuff out there that people just ain't ready for.
Oh, yeah.
Do we know?
Found out that the hard way.
Yeah, we found that out very much the hard way.
Now I need info.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, you do want info. Okay.
I mean, I'll go ahead and just take the bait on this one.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so on the podcast that we just recorded on Friday, we were advised that there's an apparent anime show out there where it comes off one way, but it really isn't. Everything isn't what it seems, basically. So it's more so of, it has to deal with some, I don't know the best way, like some homosexuality, but on another level with underage, with an of age person. So, and I'll just leave it at that. We have that type of anime.
There's everything.
Yes, literally everything.
Everything exists at all times.
Something for everybody.
Exactly.
Everybody, go look for it.
Yeah, I'm super cool on that. No.
We're super cool on that.
Yes,
but there is something out there for everyone. I mean, even with me, I'm a parent, and so like I've started introducing my daughter to certain anime shows, and so like, you know, things like Pokemon, Indigo League, the originals that, you know, that we grew up on watching. So she's really a big fan of Pikachu, like such a big fan. We went to the state fair last year, and we ended up walking away with one of those my size type Pikachus, those real big ones, so because we wanted off of the thing. So she's really into that. And then another one is like Cells at Work, which is pretty much like a Japanese version of Osmosis Jones. Literally. It really is. It's so cute and fun. I mean, it's something, like I said, it's something out there for everyone. So even if you want to try to watch something with the family, those would be the better options.
What was the anime that like got you like really into anime? You know, like you dabbled, but then there's that one anime that just like you were hooked on that point.
Oh, I already know off top. Mine was Freezing.
Oh,
that shit was dope.
Yeah, thank you. So you
dope.
get it. So you understand why, right?
And you know, it's funny that was the one that sucked you in, because I feel like that's one maybe for if you've been watching anime for maybe a minute,
Definitely.
Yeah.
and then you kind of passed anime titties and shit like that already.
I mean, but that's crazy because like as soon as I watched it, I was like, oh, they're showing tits. Okay, cool. All
Exactly.
right.
Exactly. Now it's just you just roll past. All right, what's the story like? Though?
Right. Exactly. So that's more the reason why I watch them is for more of the storyline.
Definitely. Mine was Death Note. That's what pulled me right back in because, like you said, mystery, horror, gore. That's me, and that
psychological shit.
Yes, and that. I mean, you got if you've seen our new podcast cover, I have a Death Note in my hand.
I saw it. I saw it. I seen it.
That's because I
dope.
am light Yagami to a certain extent.
She would off a lot of people if she really had a Death Note.
Yes, so.
Dude,
I see y'all's faces now.
I'm done with her.
I know y'all think.
The quick side note on Death Note had the best scene I think I've ever seen in anime. The fucking chip scene. You know what I'm talking about?
Chip scene.
Where he's like digging into the bag, like he has to hit his hands.
Yes, he's like using his. He's just like, yeah, I'm over here watching people, and I'm writing with my Death Note, with my left hand, eating and just taking names and watching y'all have heart attacks.
Real words coming out of the anime. I will take this chip. Pause big loud music and eat it. Like it's fucking dope, man.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's one of those, super dramatic, ridiculous anime moments.
Yes,
That's Death Note is definitely one of the best ones. And then you always get the Netflix adaptation, which is awful. So
I laughed. It was laughable though.
Yeah.
It was laughable.
When he saw Ryukin screamed, I was like, "Nah, this ain't light."
He was soft anyway.
Well, initially, Light's the fucking shit.
At school.
Yeah.
He already wasn't that, so I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Exactly. Then he was all in love with Mia. I'm like, bro, that is not how it went down.
Yeah.
Like, we all know Misa was like a hindrance. We're using you right now.
Yeah.
We need those Shinigami.
He really didn't care nothing about her.
Yeah. They made him so soft.
I'm just wondering if whoever watched that just maybe like read like a synopsis from somewhere and just it was like I think I got it.
I don't know.
I actually argued with one of my really good friends.
Kelvin?
Yes, I argued with him because he's not a huge anime fan.
He's not an anime person at all.
And he's never seen Death Note. He watched the movie. He's like, bro, that was great. Boy, if you don't get out of here.
Don't tell me you didn't see the show and then tell me that was great.
Like, I mean, we went on a full debate. I'm like, bro, gone, bye. I think I kicked him out the group. And I think he was in. I was like, bro, you do not. No.
Mad disrespectful to Death Note.
No, for real.
So Death Note got you. What got you?
I really watched like literally everything from childhood on up. I guess what got me for sure would be Yu Yu Hakusho. That's my ultimate favorite of all time.
Dude.
So yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Yusuke, that's my guy. So yeah. I've been trying to get them to finish it. So there's like 20 episodes in, but
Just had
That's what I said. Why he got
yeah. I'm throwing all the shade, throwing shade and the under the bus, all of that good stuff. But that's definitely my favorite one. That's the one I will watch from start to finish. You know, I think I've seen it probably from start to finish 6 or 7 times, and it's a long anime. So yeah, that's one for me.
That was my next question too. Is I sometimes feel like with certain shows, maybe the big shows, the big shows are hella fucking long a lot of times. Like a lot. Like, dude, like One Piece, Fairy Tail, Naruto.
Can't do it.
Yes,
That's what. Any of us have seen a lick of One Piece.
See, me neither. And it's because, dude, I know I'm gonna have to do this thing, and it's at some point I'm just gonna be grinding and not really giving a shit.
Right.
That's a commitment, man.
Yeah.
That is a whole commitment.
It's funny you bring up One Piece because the other day I was at Think Geek, and I don't know if you guys have ever been to that store, but it has a lot of anime stuff, a lot of cartoon stuff.
Northeast Mall?
They have one in the park, so I went to the one over there, but I think they do have one in Northeast actually.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen it in my head, but yeah.
And I was going to get some shirts and get some stuff for us, and a guy walked up and he was trying to get some One Piece stuff, and so he was with his son. He was an older guy, and we were talking. He was like, man, y'all got a lot of One Piece shirts in. I've been looking, and I was like, oh, I can't do One Piece. And he was like, what? I was like, dude, they just aired episode 1012 subbed. I was like, bro, I'm too far gone. He was like, you can finish it in 7 months. He was like, but once you
Whoa.
he said, he told me if I watch consistently, I can finish within 7 months. And I was like, dude, I'm already watching. I'm between Naruto and Tokyo Ghoul right now, but it's neither here nor there. And he was like, you'll fall in love with the characters. He was like, you have to watch it. You have to watch it. And Booby mentioned it when we did that episode. He was like, he's been watching it, I guess, maybe 10 years now. Because it's been out forever.
If you've been invested for 10 years, like I would never go back and watch all of Dragon Ball and all of Dragon Ball Z because it's too long. I've seen it when I was a kid. But if I haven't been watching since childhood when I didn't have a job, then I'm not watching nothing that's 1,000 episodes.
It's crazy. I said I might break down. I told the dude I would be open to it, but I have not started it because I want to finish some other stuff.
When you realize that shows are that long, then you start to maybe discover the seasonal stuff, the 12 episode gems, dude.
That's right up her lane.
I love them. She love a quick gem.
Yeah, I was gonna say because Super at this point is probably the longest thing I actually finished because everything else, if it's over about 150 episodes, I done probably stop.
I was there for your Super live tweets.
She was so happy. I was enjoying every bit of it. Yes.
Dude, I just got this clean ass Dragon Ball Super Goku Black arc shirt. It's Goku Black, Vegeta, Future Trunks, and Goku on there. It is icy. I wore it Friday? I wore it yesterday too. I got some compliments. Right, I got some compliments.
Well, so Nate on Super was me, my friend TJ and her. We went to go see a Broly movie that came out. Yeah, and she really hadn't watched anything prior to that, and then once she saw that, she was like, "Oh, I need to see how this gets to this point."
And I was just
that's crazy.
Yeah, Super was awesome, and there was one filler episode.
Yeah, it wasn't
in the whole thing. Yeah, and that's a big thing. I think, like he said, being an adult and having responsibilities and stuff, you can't just sit and watch stuff that has fillers. Like I have to get the meat of the story, or I can't finish it because I have to be an adult and like.
I look at the filler list, man. I look at which ones are going to be filler.
I told you, I mean that thing is amazing.
I'm gonna do that for Naruto Shippuden because I gotta finish it eventually. So.
But the thing about Naruto Shippuden though. Anything dealing with Naruto, though, is like all of the fillers actually matter somewhere along the line. That's the only reason why I wouldn't recommend anybody skipping the fillers on that one.
Some fillers are good. Some fillers of Naruto are
the
good.
Kakashi and Itachi fillers were
Thank you!
So fire.
Thank you!
So dope.
Thank you. I love Kakashi.
Yeah, she loves Kakashi.
I love Kakashi. Like, that is like my favorite character. My favorite male character, I should say.
That dude told me One Piece. He said that the fillers in One Piece are the same thing. He was like, something that showed up in episode 2 might not show up till episode 800. And I was like, bruh, do you know what you just told me? Like, it's going to take me 5 months to even get to that.
I'll read the synopsis on the filler before I actually watch one.
Really?
Yeah,
that's what Bleach. That's why I stopped watching Bleach. That's why I got to a certain point. And I'm just letting you know. That's why I got to a certain point with Bleach because I'm like, bro, I done watched like 4 fillers in a row. I'm like, I really sat here and this had nothing to do with anything, and I'm mad.
But think about what you said too. 4 fillers. That's like 120 minutes.
Yeah. As an adult who has to like
or 80 minutes.
Minutes matter.
Right, minutes matter. Like I already take off 3 minutes.
There will be no
for
Bleach slander on this podcast.
Oh, okay.
I'm not
Bleach
slandering.
is good.
It is good.
It's good.
It was
it's
just
another long one too.
It is. It was just the fact I was like, dude, as an adult, like I can't sit through. I just wasted 2 hours.
But the Bleach fillers don't mean literally anything. You can literally go over those. They would have like different arcs that they would dive into in the middle of an arc, but they actually meant something. But like the actual fillers, you can just skip right over those, and you're not wasting any time.
Definitely, like with Bleach, it pissed me off because like there would be like in the middle of like the Arrancar arc, there's like 2 episodes of fighting, and then all of a sudden like it goes from filler and then brings you back. I literally 2 more episodes and then right back to filler, and I just lost my shit, and I was so mad. I was so mad,
bro. They have a lot
just
of
giving
fillers.
you a break, every now and then. But you don't
2 episodes. 2 the real thing.
But you know what? At least you're not sitting through Fairy Tail because Fairy Tail has like the most filler.
So Fairy Tail was the one that I had seen people talk about as if like this is something that needs to be watched, right? So I've started it. I am maybe 30 episodes in. I'm still not sold. 30 episodes in. I'm not sold on it yet.
It's good, but like I said, the fillers will literally beat you down.
Yeah.
I like Natsu. I like the whole storyline of it, but I had to stop at one point. I was like, all right, bro, I can't deal with them trying to find something to eat or some random shit that I don't even care about. I'm cool. Yeah.
It's just, another thing too is like for now I guess for me too, when I can't exactly scale how strong someone actually is. That's like a little bit problematic for me.
Right.
So in the beginning, I'm still in the beginning, like, you know, everybody, you know, Urza, hella, you know, we're all scared.
It's a big
Urza.
build up for Fairy Tail. So Natsu is the main person, but he steadily, you'll see him get stronger and pull out new stuff out of his bag every now and then. So, but it's a lot. It's a lot of episodes to get to that point.
You can
See,
look at my face.
But the reason the reason I reverted back to that one was because I'm currently in this hole right now where I've just finished this or this and this and this. I'm like, fuck, man, like
I have to finish.
what or just like there's nothing else. Like everything else I was caught up with is over or done with the 12 episode shits.
That's true. Have you guys started the Rising of the Shield Hero?
Dude, it's all so
I
good.
know that he talks about it a lot.
So good.
You should check it out because what 9 episodes?
Yeah, it's like 9 or
'cause
10 so far. And
We've been
it's
watching
week
it week to week, but yeah, that's. I mean, like you said, just where you don't have to really finish it because you can catch up and watch it.
And this is like another thing too. I know that Black Clover is going to be a long one, and I'm happy to say that I'm currently week to week.
I'm week to week.
I haven't. Bruh, I ain't started it.
I used to.
So much other shit.
Don't wait till there gets to be 800 episodes.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
That's
like
where I
episode
feel
70, I think, right now, so it's not too far.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you can do it.
Yeah, I could do that.
But my thing with Black Clover is like it started off really bad. I hated.
Yeah, it started off
I was
I
worried.
hated Austin.
Yeah, I was worried.
loud.
Exactly,
loud.
for no damn reason.
No reason.
I couldn't
Super
understand it. Just screaming over nothing. Just like training, like you know those people like in the gym that's just screaming all the time.
That's
him. That's him, and it just made me so mad. I like him now. He's probably he's up there on my list.
I was worried about that, but I was like, I might have to stop this one because I didn't know because he didn't have any magic. I didn't know where it was gonna go after that. I'm like, okay, everybody else has magic. He doesn't. What's gonna happen to him? Because this isn't gonna work for him. But when his sword appeared out of nowhere, I was like, okay, I can see how this is gonna go now.
Dang, you looked at him like he wasn't shit for a long time.
Exactly. Like he's physically fit, but that's not gonna do nothing against people that have magic. So
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe one day.
Yeah, but no, Black Clover's good. I like it a lot.
Facts.
Vanessa, I love her.
Yeah, Kasha's gonna be cosplaying Vanessa in a few months.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm ready for that. Yeah, I'm ready for that one. I wasn't gonna do the little one, the 2-piece that she wear, you know, inside of the fortress that they live in the castle. I was gonna do the actual costume, so.
The whole witch.
Yeah, the whole witch thing. I'm going all full out. I'm ready. I already ordered it, so I'm ready.
We're gonna go as a group to the to all the Dallas anime conventions this year. So the first one I think is in the beginning of May.
The first weekend of May.
Yeah.
Can you still buy tickets and stuff? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
down.
go with
I'll
us.
send y'all the links.
Yeah, we all go
Yeah.
together.
We trying to grow as a group, and you know, whoever wants to roll with us can roll with us. So yeah.
That's a bet. I've been trying to go to them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've definitely been trying to go, but I never had anybody to go with. So yeah.
That's
now-
the problem.
Right.
Yeah.
Hell, you can
So
go with us.
we're invested now, so we definitely going.
The more the merrier.
Started from a Facebook post.
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously.
Exactly. Yes.
Seriously. Well, what's your guys' favorite anime then? You know.
Ooh, okay. My favorite anime, Code Geass by far.
Okay.
By far.
I've heard
That's
of
my
that.
favorite.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
That's on my
Have y'all not
watch
seen
list.
I haven't
gotta
seen any
see
of it.
man. You gotta see it.
I wrote it down. That's what he
I think it's like-
mentioned to me the other day.
It's the first anime that ever like made me cry, like the first one. And it was the last episode that got me. I swear I was depressed for 3 days, but it was dope. Like it was dope, man. I kept thinking back. I was like, oh, but it's over. But
That's on my want to watch list
what
on
they like.
Kitsu. So.
check it out.
They like pulling stuff that makes you cry, so that's them too for
Oh
sure.
yeah.
Whatever.
I cried.
Well, I think it's dope when someone can make me feel like there's like a certain like connection you feel with some shit that's going on. You're just like, God damn. Like my favorite anime by far that I've ever watched in my entire life is Steins Gate. Steins Gate.
That's on my list, too.
Whew. All right, so it deals with a little bit with time travel, and so for 12 episodes, it's interesting. You learn about kind of rules, this and that stuff that they have to do. They're figuring out time travel. So it's sort of some stuff it deals into like conspiracies with people trying to withhold time travel information too. And then at episode fucking 12, dude, holy fuck, it's hard after that. Like it's so dope. It's the dopest anime I've ever seen in my entire life, for me.
Okay. That's definitely on my want to watch list as well because I have like 80
That's
on
a
there
lot of
right
stuff,
now.
yeah.
But that kind of stuff is like right up my alley of what.
Definitely check it out. I gotta watch Steins Gate. I've been trying to get into it. Like the first 6 episodes, I have watched maybe like 4 times, just because it's tough for me to get into it.
You definitely also need to watch it dubbed. There's a lot of fucking information being spat at you that if you listen in Japanese, you're not gonna.
Got you.
Yeah,
you like it's a must dub watch.
I see.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, you
That's
definitely got to tell me to watch it, something dubbed or sub, because I'm quick to watch it sub.
And depending on how lazy I'm feeling.
And she'll dub shame you too. So.
I don't want to dub shame you. I'll just dub shame him.
but so hold on, what's because there seems to be a lot of conflict about dubbed or sub,
Especially now.
which I could give a shit really, but
I like both.
yeah.
It just depends on.
I prefer dub.
I would say, okay, I can do both, but I personally prefer sub. I'm just always the one I just prefer to read, I guess you could say, because even when I'm not watching anime, everything's on closed captioning already. So I don't mind just sitting there reading all day. It helps me focusing on it even more. And then also sometimes you can also, like, between the dubbed and the subbed, I'm not going to lie, because I think me and Michael had this conversation before, too, that sometimes the characters just don't sound right. Like, if it's subbed, sometimes it'll be the guy will sound very feminine when he should have like a more bass tone to his voice. Yeah. So, you know.
It goes both ways.
It
too,
does.
Because I hate Yu Yu Hakusho subbed. I hate it.
Oh yeah, no, I know
It's
what you're
really
talking about.
bad, yeah. But dubbed is perfect. They all fit the characters.
And, and that's what I heard about. I heard the opposite about One Piece. I heard dubbed Luffy is the worst shit of all time.
And I hear that about Naruto dub too. I hear a lot of people say they hate Naruto's voice.
Yeah, he's
dubbed.
kind of annoying, but I'm watching it dub because I'm trying to watch it at work too, so I need to be able to really listen if I can't necessarily see it. So it depends. Right, I was gonna say it depends because Goblin Slayer, I actually watched that subbed because he sounded better to me subbed. I enjoyed it more subbed.
Is that worth it?
Oh,
because
yes.
I watched the first episode.
I watched
It's a lot in the first
I put in
episode.
it's too
It's a
much.
lot.
It's too
I ended up-
It's too
It's
much.
not like that the whole way though.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not.
If you can
It's
get past
not.
episode 1, you're good.
Yeah, because I did that because they told me and I was like, bro.
I
And
gave her a warning too. I was like, hey.
I looked, I was like, whoa.
No. I casually watched that right before we actually had to go record a podcast here, and I was like, I got some time, dude. I got like 30 minutes, some shit. I put it on, and I was just holy fuck.
It escalated so quickly.
Yeah. I was like.
And I'm by myself. I'm by myself going, whoa, like there's no one around. Like
I actually, that was one I ended up not watching at work because I was going to, but because I didn't know. Like, do you know how weird that could be if you're sitting at your desk and you just see a goblin have somebody bent over? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, what are you watching? Like, so I was like, yeah, no, Goblin Slayer was not a work anime for me. I had to watch that at home.
that one was a little bit. I was watching that week to week. Like I said, I watched the like it was 3 hours into releasing, and I watched it, and then I just, I was keeping up with the week to week, and I think if I didn't watch it week to week, I would have liked it a lot more. But because I did, I was expecting maybe something. There's some progression, and I kind of didn't get that until almost the end. But
Which makes sense.
I like the way it ended, and the fact that it's coming back. That I feel like okay, because there's a lot more they could do with Goblin Slayer.
For sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, I binged that one because I was already done whenever I watched that one. So yeah, it was good, man.
I also saw y'all talking a lot about, and that's what got me to watch it was Death Parade.
Oh my god.
That's
I think I watched that first one.
because y'all were talking about it. I had to go watch it, so I watched it all.
Did
and
you
I
So I
liked
like
it.
y'all too, not me.
Did you cry?
I didn't cry, and the reason is I felt that it was asking a lot of me, like emotionally, too quickly, too quickly.
It starts off.
I didn't really have like any like commitment to any of these characters really.
Right.
That's where I think you'll like Steins Gate a lot.
Okay.
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 'Cause, yeah,
Death Parade, that was just, oh my gosh.
It's good.
the dopest concept though.
I love
was dope.
the concept was amazing. And that's where I try to get people to understand the anime thing because it's the concept. Some people can't get over it being a cartoon or animation. I'm like, dude,
That's so
forget
whack,
that.
dude.
Don't
But
look
live
don't
tweet
look at
Boondocks. Live tweet Family Guy, or like, come on, bro.
But and you can do that, but I'm like, but look at the storyline. I'm like, you can connect to so many different animes. Like, it's just like that one. That was a heart. I didn't really cry the first episode.
So you think that was a light cameo?
He was so docile. Well, yeah, I would say that. Yeah, I could see that.
Just a little nod, just a little something.
A little something. I really, that was one I really enjoyed. Like, super quick. I don't know if you got. I like the gory, psychological thriller kind of thing. I don't know if you guys see me live tweeting another.
Oh, I feel like I've seen that.
That is Final Destination meets anime.
Another.
And that was on Hulu.
Hulu?
Yeah, it's on Hulu. It's 12 episodes.
What's it about?
So
I love when she's 12 episodes.
That's me. You get it done.
I watched that one. Yeah.
Basically, this kid, he moves to. Well, they were saying India. I don't know. That was kind of sketchy. But he starts school, and there's this like weird girl that he actually seen when he was in the hospital. He had like a lung collapse. He was in the hospital. Seen this girl. She said she was going to go say goodbye to her cousin. Sees her in class. And nobody's acknowledging her. Nobody's talking to her. And so when he goes to try to talk to her, like, she's like not acknowledging him, nothing. He's kind of like, okay, this isn't making sense. So finally, she kind of breaks down and starts talking to him. And he like asks the other class, like his classmates, like, well, why aren't y'all talking to them? Like, why are you not talking to her? Her name was like Misaka. And they were like, don't mention that name. Like, no. Well, she had already talked to him. And their class, which was class 3, had some type of like random curse. And so every year they had one student that they had to ignore to keep the class at a certain number.
Fuck.
And if that person doesn't go through with it, then the curse comes back on that class. And then, like I said, the Final Destination stuff starts hitting. And it is.
I think I have seen this. I think I know what you're talking about.
Oh, man, I watched that in one day. I watched that like in like, I guess maybe 3 or 4 hours. I was like, I cannot stop this. Like I said, short and sweet. And when it ends, and then they figure out, they actually have to figure out how to stop the curse or whatever. It's awesome.
So on that note too, have you seen King's Game?
No.
It's sort of similar. That's another one that it's dope. It's just I didn't like the way it ended. I'll just say that.
See, that's.
I heard King's Game was bad.
Be wearing Kitsu out, huh?
Oh, man. King's Game. Do you guys have Kitsu?
I
Like
actually didn't know what that was.
It's like an app that lets you kind of take a record of everything that you're currently watching, everything that you want to watch, and everything that you've watched in the past. So is it like a fixed My Anime list or something? Basically, exactly. So yeah, if you're talking about all the stuff that you've seen that we haven't seen, we'll add that to want to watch, and that way we'll always remember it's there.
You can keep up with what you're watching and what episode you're on, stuff you completed,
you can
what
follow
you put
other
on
people
hold.
on there.
Yeah, follow other people. I've dropped a couple. Ergo Prati dropped. I could not get into that one.
I couldn't get them either. I tried it.
One.
I tried so hard.
I did too, and then it's just like, no, it lost me.
This ain't it.
Don't watch it. Well, that's rude. I wouldn't watch it if I were you.
Well, we're dipping into like the last 16, 15 minutes or so, and I wanted to talk to y'all about what's been happening with R. Kelly.
R. Kelly, man. There's not been like a week gone by where R. Kelly is not topic of conversation.
This is perfect. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So have y'all been keeping up to date with what's been happening in the news?
Everything.
Yeah.
Dude.
Memes included.
It's so funny.
Trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it.
Yes.
Y'all don't want to believe it.
Yes. He's about to be out of here finally. I'm here for it.
If they ever go to court, I'm definitely listening at work.
I'm listening.
I'm definitely putting them headphones in at work.
They said a third video. I literally got something from Daily Mail. They said a third video came up of him abusing young African American girls in the 90s.
Man, how many more you got?
Did y'all see
that are not out?
Did y'all see them interview his 2 girlfriends?
Yeah, that was crazy.
They're brainwashed.
They look
There's
like
no way.
robots, man.
Yeah, they look crazy. See, she's in there lying. Basically, one of the girls was saying that, she was never trying to have a singing career. She was with R. Kelly because she loves him and blah, 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 blah. Then they, pulled facts and showed a video of her singing as a little girl, saying she wanted to be a singer and this and that. And I'm like, bro, she's clearly brainwashed. You don't just do your family like that over a 50-year-old man. So
That's true. But, like, if you really listen to him talk, to me, I'm like, how can he brainwash somebody? Because listening to him, I'm like, bro,
sound like a crazy person.
his intellect, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can tell, like, he's not very...
I think it's one.
He's on the spectrum. He's on the spectrum.
Wait,
Yeah,
he
he's
can't
illiterate.
He can't read. Yeah, he can't read.
Yeah, so you tell him to, like, he probably relates to younger people because he has no intellect. Like, he's not an intellect. Like, I can't even, like, it's kind of dumb. Like, that's pretty much what it is. Like, yeah. I'm like, how can...
Have y'all seen the video of him singing in Europe?
Yes.
No.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
No, he's singing. He's like, "Do you have your passport?"
Oh, I have seen that.
Oh my god!
Me to America. Oh god, it's so funny.
Are you serious?
Yes,
bruh?
he said that, and he was at a concert. Like, it was hella people there. Like, that stadium looked like it was sold out.
I don't understand how all these fucking women are still selling out his shows after all this proof that's out there.
Pied Piper, man.
I just don't understand. Why would you want to be with someone who has been accused of being with an underage person? I cannot fathom that. Like, I can't get past that. Y'all swore up and down he was innocent and everything, but there was a whole video.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say he didn't do any of the shit that he's accused of being done. He still, for a fact, married Aaliyah when she was like 15.
Well, her family claims that he didn't.
There's
Of course
there's
they say
paperwork. Like, it's out there.
They called it something else though. Do you remember what they
Because
called
they
it?
gotta
They called
know
it something.
They gotta know, yeah.
But you know, when it, like, again, it's kind of one of those things, like Michael Jackson, they're not here to defend themselves. If her family said it didn't happen, which I believe it did, because he's being all creepy in her first album cover, like in the back, like all posted up, and she's like, and everybody's like, nigga, we can see you, R. Kelly, like, you're back there, blurred out, but we know that's you, so...
Yeah,
your track
R. Kelly's
record.
Disgusting.
A mess.
Yeah.
That's a mess.
And when I was with my family this weekend, there was a whole discussion about Michael Jackson, R. Kelly, and all that.
But your family's dope, by the way. Shout out to all of them.
Oh, no, that's facts. Though, yeah. But something that I did kind of bring up was that, let's say you were R. Kelly's defense. You can still get him off now. Mm-hmm. He can still be got, and I'm not going to be surprised if somehow, unless more stuff comes out, of course.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But I wouldn't at all be surprised if he somehow weasels his way out of it, you know?
My thing is he can get off, but if there is actual video evidence, I don't know how he gets past video evidence. Even though he had video evidence before and still got off, but I feel like that was a less outraged time than it is now.
Yeah.
I feel like the pressure of social media, especially with the video being out there, will get you the hell out of there. So, you know, that's just me.
I mean, if they haven't got him with the 2 videos already, but you said there's a third one.
Yeah, he says a third one.
That probably means it's someone's body, but maybe you can't see his face right. So plausible deniability. You can say he wasn't really in there, or it doesn't really look like he's there. So that's probably why he's not locked up or in trial right now, because if those videos are there, that should be enough to stick. But obviously, there's something wrong with the videos.
Yeah.
But and despite how long this has taken to kind of come out, people have known some shit about R. Kelly for way longer than
Exactly.
And this is like just relatively become a new thing within like the last year or something.
I would say
where it first came out with his trap chicks in his house and shit.
Yeah, with the.
But even when that docuseries actually came out last month, more January with Lifetime and everything about, you know, surviving R. Kelly and everything. Shame on all of those people from the first episode who admitted that they knew that those girls were underage, but they just turned a blind eye and everything. Like, shame on them.
Yeah, accountability. Just like, his brother was like, "Oh yeah, well I like older women, and you know my brother likes younger women." I'm like, "No, they're kids, they're children."
Exactly, exactly. No,
That whole thing is just, like you said, it's just so many people that failed a lot of those girls around them. It's like his team, some of them.
Everybody's
like,
accountable.
Parents, right? I was gonna say, you're hearing stuff about parents knowing to a certain extent or letting them go backstage. You know, like knowing his history. On top of that, like,
I wish I had a relative that took my cousins or something like that to an R. Kelly concert. I'm fighting them.
I know somebody very personal in my life who went to an R. Kelly concert and sat in his lap. And I tell her to this day she ought to be ashamed of herself.
Well,
you're gonna see what happens with him. I mean, there's so many like Chicago is the place that's actually charging him right now, or they have all these.
Yeah,
it's all the charges in
Because
Chicago.
Atlanta, he lived in Atlanta. I'm like, okay, Georgia ain't did that. And that's what I'm saying. It's so much stuff. Like, somebody in Dallas tried to go to the police about him, and they said she claimed she was underage when it happened or something, and he flew her out or something crazy like that. And Dallas closed the case and told her she had to go to another state. Yeah,
What?
Like, because they said nothing happened in Dallas. Like, I'm telling you, there's so many people coming out with stuff,
Yeah,
but a
it's
lot
just-
of people, it's like,
There's so many holes in the system
yeah.
itself.
Yeah,
Like,
it's just like, it's all over
it shouldn't
the
matter
place.
where you are to file a report. If it happened in one city and I come back home and say something, I shouldn't have to go back to that city where
And
it
I think it
happened
was like
at.
10 years ago, too. So, like,
The statute of limitations.
And I mean, I've been hearing so much
Yeah.
between that, and I'm just kind of waiting for the next person. That sounds
Yeah.
bad, but I'm just waiting
Yeah.
for the next
Oh, there's
person.
I mean, that's
more
not
people out
facts.
there.
Definitely.
Yeah.
There's definitely more people out there.
On that same note, we were talking earlier,
Jesse.
Jussie.
They said 64 years.
That's insane.
Is that where
They
64
said that
years?
64
years,
years.
16 counts is excessive. Like, give this man a year in probation.
I
What he
was
did was
saying
tough.
maybe a hefty fucking fine, like a
yeah.
hefty.
Oh, yeah.
He does not need jail time.
Oh, no.
It was like, it's a child's game, basically. It's what he did.
My thing is, like, if you're going to, lock him up over a false police report, then all these, these women and men that's been out here, yelling fake rape,
Yeah.
they're
That's
still
true.
walking free. Just like Sean Oakman from Baylor.
Oh, yeah.
He
Just got out.
Yeah, he just got out of jail from beating that case about that false rape. So it's like, lock her up too.
I don't understand why they were being so hard. And the thing about like social media and the media in general, everybody just wants to be the first person to drop a story with no facts, no information, just
Yeah.
kind of like the whole thing's like, okay, Jesse, something happened to him. And then next thing you know, it's like, oh, it's fake. But then you guys had to backdoor and say that, these Nigerian guys that supposedly got
hired.
paid, they were helping him work out. You guys have evidence that that's what he paid them for. You guys have text messages of this, and it's like, okay, everything that you guys brought out initially has been contradicted with what you guys are saying now. Like, why don't you just wait till you guys get the facts and then drop it? But that's not, because like right now I don't even know. From everything I read, it sounded like it was a legit, like, it happened. So I don't even
See, and that's the thing now too. Is I feel like a lot of people are they have that knowledge now to kind of take news stories with a grain of salt initially until more facts start coming out.
Right.
And it's just, I don't know. Unfortunately, that's not how the media works at all. So
Nope.
It's crazy to think about it like this. So Jesse Smollett's going away potentially for 64 years, and 6ix9ine might get out on a plea deal.
Oh, man.
a snitch.
Snitch.
Oh
Yeah.
It's
man,
insane.
I don't think he's getting out. I think he's gonna serve time, whether it's a little bit or it's a lot. But
they might give him time served.
Depends on
depending
how much
who,
he knows.
and who he gives
witness
up.
protection where though? Like, could you imagine you're at like you're at like Carrabba's or something? It's like, here's your water, stupid. Like, I know
Exactly.
that.
I
Not
know
fooling
this
no
guy.
one, dude.
had
no,
to leave the
I know his
country.
face, tattoos, rainbow hair.
I was
Now
just
I
about
can
to
see
say,
how
He would have
ain't
to
gonna
leave
make
the
it with it.
country.
Yeah,
he has one of those faces.
It
A
does.
mother can't. Only a mother can love.
I don't know, man.
No, he's not gonna be able to hide anywhere
Dude,
unless
if
he's
he
out
could-
of the country.
He's a dead man if he's just walking down the street.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah.
These people gonna get him.
Oh yeah.
Right, because they
For
didn't let
sure.
him make it low key. Did y'all see that video? He was threatening Chief Keef, and it was, I don't know if it was Asian doll, Cuban doll,
Yeah, and she grabbed the
Cash
dog.
doll, whatever doll
One
she
of those
was.
dolls.
You right?
Yeah.
She grabbed the dog. He was talking reckless. She's like, oh no, I don't want no parts of this. Let me go.
Yeah.
She from here, right?
One of them dogs.
Yeah,
of the
one of
dolls
the
is
one,
Cuban?
one of the dolls is from here.
Yeah, I think it's Cuban.
Cuban
I think
dog?
Cuban is from here.
I have never heard their
Oh,
music.
I know that dog made
Why
it
don't
into
I
the
know my
Fifi
dogs?
music video. So.
Did he really?
Yeah, he's just,
Yeah, he was in there. Oh wow, or she, the dog. I don't know.
it.
Yeah, it did make it to the Fifi video.
Mm-hmm.
Well, shit, man. Yeah, there's a lot in the news that's
Too much. Good content.
sometimes,
though.
sometimes overwhelming.
For sure.
That's why I'm not on Facebook anymore. I'm like straight Twitter and Instagram.
They
'Cause
be
you can
getting mad.
disconnect. easier.
They get mad at Facebook sometimes.
But I used to be a big Facebook troll. I used to go
Comments? You're a comment.
Well, I used to go on Facebook groups and like troll people, and there was a lot of stuff. I almost lost my page a couple times. It was just a lot of stuff. So I was like, you know what? Let me just go back to a safe zone, which is not that safe anymore because Twitter's kind of sensitive now. But
Yeah.
it's a little bit easier to kind of get on and disconnect and stuff. You don't necessarily know some of those people like you do on Facebook. Like somebody you went to high school with, and you're like, dude, that is not true that you just posted, but I'm just gonna leave that there.
See, but I find that especially with the space, we call Twitter space, like Twitter, you'll see some people like tweet some ridiculous shit, some outlandish shit. Like, how the fuck do you believe that? Like, in all honesty. But when you meet most people in the area and you kind of talk, most people are generally level-headed and not idiots. You know, there's some thought behind anything they're about to say usually.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't know, Twitter people just be firing some shit off.
Dude,
Like,
They want to
toxic.
go viral. I think that's all it's about, is going viral.
Yeah.
So they say anything.
I mean, you can go viral, and that's, you know, we talked about this before, like just back in the day type shit. You know, it used to be you get out of school, you go to college, you get this job, and, you know, you make it or whatever. Now you can talk to a deer and then make
Brother Nature.
make millions, dude.
He's from Texas.
Yeah.
Is he?
Is he really?
Yeah, he's from Texas.
Is he really dating Tiana Trump though?
I hope so,
Yes.
because that's
You
a
hope
kid.
I live
So?
for it. Me too. I ain't gonna lie. I hope they date
What's
too.
up?
You know how
I'm
many
ready to
kids she
see
done had in
that.
her mouth?
Bro, I don't care.
Yeah, I've seen a few.
Right,
videos.
exactly. I don't care.
She done had like 9 people's
So-
kids at one time.
Okay,
That's fine.
and
That's
that's why they
fine.
have a toothbrush. So a
Don't
toothpaste.
sex worker shame, okay?
This is
no,
women
don't do that.
empowerment. This is Women's month, right? What was it?
International
Women's-
Women's Day.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
International
Yeah.
Women's Day or
Yeah,
something.
but it extends.
Weekend still.
I just want to see that. I just want to see the video when it drops. I ain't gonna lie.
No, I'm still waiting for Brittany Renner and Tiana Trump. If we being honest,
I
but,
don't
you
think
know,
that's ever gonna happen.
it's never gonna happen. But
no.
I can dream.
We got our hopes up, Mike, for nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. But another thing we were talking about too, as far as, you know, women's, you know, empowerment goes, the state of rap for like female rappers is really good right now, I think.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
it is. Meg Thee Stallion.
Yeah, she's ultra dope, super nice
Yeah.
too.
Anime
Yeah.
fans. We gonna
Yeah,
have her on the
she's
show
an anime.
before Michael B. Jordan.
This nigga.
But yeah,
Oh,
Meg Thee
good.
Stallion, Cardi B,
Cardi.
Cash Doll, Nicki Minaj.
Boy.
Boy,
Mike said,
no.
I used to really like Nicki Minaj, and then she started doing this weird shit. I'm like, all right, bro,
She's too salty
it's
about
too
shit.
salty.
Everything.
Like, come on,
Yeah.
bro. Like, relax. Like, why?
She gives a fuck about a little too
You
much.
didn't have
Yeah.
to bring Safari's hairline onto Twitter. It wasn't necessary. So,
So you think she still looks good?
she's still attractive, but like,
Is
she's had a transition for me. So at first I thought like OG Gucci featuring Nicki was amazing, and then she steadily, like, her butt like got ridiculous at some point. So like I know that one award show where she was performing and she's like sitting on the stool and it looks ridiculous from a
Yeah.
side view. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, stuff like that. I'm like, all right, man, it's kind of getting a little too much for me now, but. I still think she's attractive, like, face wise, for sure.
It's pretty.
I wonder when like, because plastic surgery has always been a thing, but it seems to be more, I don't know, just like more and more people are just getting it, especially with like implants and stuff like that.
It's cheap to do.
But Kim
it
Kardashian
really?
got this like wet diaper look, dude, to her, in the most
It's
unathletic
too
legs.
much,
Like,
yeah.
But it's real.
If you gonna get it, you gotta make it subtle. Like, you can't get some shit that, like, all right, it's clearly plastic surgeon right here. So
Yeah, it's
rough,
really cheap. Like Dr. Miami, I know somebody who went to him, and she did a payment plan. It took her like, well, he was like 2 years. He's like 2 or 3 years out. Like, if you set up something, it might be like 2022 before you can even get into him.
That's crazy.
But
Might change your mind.
It was within like, I know she didn't pay more than like maybe $6,000 for what she did. And she looked amazing.
Can you tell
It was
what
a
she
lot
did?
of fat. It was a lot of fat transfer, really. that
Was
she
it-
did.
It was like so it was a
something
Brazilian
subtle,
butt lift.
though?
Yeah, it was very subtle. I mean, she did a little bit in her chest, a little bit to her butt, and I mean that was it. But she did have to like gain a certain amount of weight to actually have fat to transfer.
See,
You know?
and that's like another thing too. Is like some people generally have like a genetic issue where they can't, like, no matter how hard they go to the gym, it's gonna work out for them.
Right.
No matter what they eat, no matter how many calories they're intaking or not taking, diet plans, all that, is still not gonna work out for them. So I kind of feel them on that. If you're just trying to subtly fix something.
Right.
Yeah, that's
right.
fine, yeah.
Exactly. Like you said, and it gets to like the Nicki Minaj, Kim K.
Yeah.
That's why Courtney looks the best out of all of them, to me personally,
yeah.
because she is just very natural. And she's the oldest, isn't she?
Yeah, Courtney is the oldest, yeah.
because she's probably knocking 40.
Because
If she's not.
Chloe.
Because Kim is like 37.
Yeah.
Chloe's. Kim's the middle one. Chloe's the youngest one, I think. Something like that. Yeah.
Out of the.
And then you got the
Kardashian part.
Jenners.
Yeah, and then the Jenners.
They are all a bunch of mess, man.
Yo, Tristan Thompson though.
Dude,
King.
he won't quit.
Yo, he
Running up a check for
He's
sure.
trying to get out this relationship so hard, and she won't let him. I don't understand it. Shame on Chloe.
It's I mean,
he just needs to be a man. Just let her go, cause she's crazy.
She has to.
I
She
think
will
he's
fuck up
trying.
everybody's life. Like, you for real.
I think he's trying, and maybe she just won't.
He's definitely trying to get out that relationship. There's a picture of him not so long ago where he's walking with another chick and he's like flicking out the camera like
3 days ago.
It was like it was the other day. I'm like, bro, he wants to be out.
I mean, he ain't tried smoking crack yet, I don't think.
No, he's not going to Lamar.
gosh.
He's not going to Lamar. So he's like, I'm getting out before I get to that point.
Jet, bruh.
But so, and I don't know if this is true or not. This is another story that I just saw. That so she kicked him out, right? And he went to stay with his ex. Is that
Oh,
fact?
the
Is
initial
that
baby
facts?
mama that he was with when she got with him,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah, that right there, that whole dynamic was.
I don't know.
sketchy.
At a certain point, when your camps and your people are all merging, intermingling all the time, the Black Chinas, the Tigers, the this and that. And it kind of almost seems like it's like middle school or high school type thing.
Yeah.
Shit. Like you're just passing this one chick
Same.
around, like in the family too. It's not even like.
That's what Hollywood is.
So you
I
gotta-
couldn't imagine like stepping on the court and I know this guy across from me had my baby moms at one point. Like it's like
Weird, right?
Like imagine being crossed by James Harden and then he'd be like, yeah, fuck Chloe too, and then just going on from there. Like that's gonna fuck me up the rest of the game.
I mean, it's hurting his team now because he's been out on injury, and then he's having all this like teammates to talk to him about like, you need to chill the fuck out. You bringing this into like our organization. We trying to play ball.
It's funny because
They
the
not doing
only
shit in
reason
Yeah, they suck ass.
They not
Don't get
doing
me
shit
wrong.
in
the
Cleveland.
only reason it just is escalating now is because LeBron is gone, because LeBron had that shit in check. He was like, nigga, she can't come to the game.
That's right.
You need to make sure like the drama you got, whatever they got going, because LeBron was like, no,
LeBron's
sir.
not playing defense. LeBron is trying to drop a mixtape.
Yeah.
LeBron's on stage with Drake. LeBron is
he
losing
got-
games.
He's making movies.
He made That's his own production.
He's coaching
Hey,
Ronnie
man.
AU
Chill,
team
LA
on the
LeBron.
side. I mean, he's like A&R. I mean, he's the last
Y'all
thing
gonna
he's
chill on
worried about
A&R
is basketball.
LeBron.
What is-
LA LeBron.
He said, what did you say? He said, I feel like y'all's heart is not in this.
Yeah.
In basketball right now, it's like LeBron really.
Like
got
I can name
pushed to play
5 things
defense.
that you were named that's probably more than basketball right about now. The
man.
shop.
I never seen him look like this before. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's part. I think if he didn't get hurt,
be
they would have
different.
made the playoffs.
Right, I agree.
think so because everything was clicking.
They were a 4th seed,
Everything
yeah.
was going right.
It was that injury, and then I mean he was out. You know, that's his first major injury,
Wow.
and he's 35.
I'm here for it though, cause like I'm a LeBron fan, but I'm actually like a
Same.
Mavericks fan, and so I'm like, okay, my favorite player went to the Lakers and blew them up from the inside. I'm here for all of it. So I'm here for all of it. Thank you, LeBron.
Boy,
Wow.
We're about at the end of it. Any last words, yo? Anything you want to get out there to the people?
we appreciate you guys for having
Thank you
us
so
on
much.
here.
Yeah, you
Definitely.
guys
Yeah,
are great.
you're
No, y'all
definitely
awesome.
definitely welcome back too.
Yeah, so we would definitely be having y'all on ours as well. So
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Very
Big
soon.
salutes.
yes.
Right.
CAUSHA, you good over there?
Yeah, I'm fine. You know, I'm here.
Just happy to be
Hey, last
here.
plugs with names or anything real quick. We'll just get that in there. So, like I said, all gonna be included in descriptions and titles and all that.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Unbothered Mike. Follow us on Blanime at Blanime Podcast on everything, basically IG, Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. YouTube, all that stuff. Nay.
Again, at SENAE _ on Twitter, SENAE. On Instagram _ SENAE. And Yeah, that's all I got.
And I'm CAUSHA Tattoos and Lipstick. That's the letter NLIPSTCK. It's literally the same thing from Twitter to Instagram to Snap. I try to be consistent.
Same.
Any final thoughts, Matt?
No, I'm good on that. I'm happy with this
fucking
session.
dope.
Yeah, this was dope. Loved it.
Well, all right. This has been Bottom of the Class Podcast. I'll see y'all later.
Peace.